Hello dears, and welcome back to Benidorm by Anna YouTube channel, where we share with you a lot of interesting and useful information. And today we are on the famous Mediterranean Avenue here in Benidorm. It's early morning, however there's a lot of people already passing by, as well as tourists and locals. We are here today to let you know the latest news update from Spain and Benidorm's town, because there's a lot to talk about. So let's dig in and start with the situation first. I want to say that everything is the same as usual. However, the cases are decreasing surprisingly, which is really good. Although if we take into consideration that usually that's what happens in summer each year throughout all these 2 years already, then it's something that we might expect. And we should not be surprised with that. Let's see what's going to be happening in winter though. However, Spain is fully, deeply inside of the new normality in here. The amount of monkeypox is also kind of growing just a little bit. However, what the experts say is that it's going to be continuing to do so for the next couple of weeks probably, and then it should slowly get decreasing and finally disappear as nothing has ever happened. They even made a few probable, improbable scenes, like a scenery mixes. And the most probable one is obviously that it's going to disappear as nothing ever happened and just get back to Africa, the cases. And the least probable, almost impossible case is that we would have the same situation that we've had 2 years ago when we've declared officially we're in pandemics. But this is not going to be happening. Don't think about that. Let's center ourselves on that. Everything is good right now. There's nothing serious. We have lovely weather in here. We're going on holidays, a lot of us. And let's just enjoy our lives. The second news that I want to let you know has shocked me a little bit. It caught me by surprise totally, and I did not expect that on happening. You know that Benidorm is changing, it's evolving in terms of the new technologies as well. They did the facial ID in the hotels. They did, a lot of them have, almost all of them have online check-ins available as well. And in general, it's evolving really fast. And right now, Benidorm will be having its own Big Brother show. It's really strange, and from one part I get why they're doing it, but it's still strange to hear it happening. Benidorm will be installing 20 cameras on the beach areas throughout Benidorm. However, the interesting thing here, and something that I don't really get, they're saying they're going to be installing 19 cameras on the Poniente beach, throughout all the beach, and it's long, it's 2 kilometers long, and one on the Malpas beach, which is right near the port of Benidorm in the old town, that small, lovely, tiny beach. And no cameras on the Levante beach, which is strange because they say they want to control the amount of people heading to the beach. In all moments, they want to control if there's an urgent situation to interfere, or if there's a lot of people and they need to spread people already, throughout the beach area. And they're saying that it's to control the amount of people, however, protect the most touristic areas. But if you think so, Poniente is not as touristic as Levante one. Why then you put so much effort on protecting the Poniente beach when the busiest one, in any case, is Levante, not Poniente one? Which is a true dilemma that I was asking myself throughout all today's morning, because I don't get what is the reason, what is the actual reason, They did not say they'll be putting later on cameras on Levante. They just talked about Poniente and Malpas. And what they're saying is that it's going to be artificial intelligence cameras, which are more or less like these ones right here, as you can see on the screen. And they'll be controlling, as I said already, all the access and the amount of people that are in there. The good thing about this is it's not going to be this summer season. It's going to be in the next 6 months, more or less, so towards autumn time, which is when they're going to be installing them. And the good thing is it's not going to be on the Levante beach, so you won't be able to see them unless you go to Poniente or the Old Town beach area. The good thing about this is that they're going to be installing 3 more points with Wi-Fi, with high-speed Wi-Fi on the beach area, which is obviously free of charge. So you will be able to connect to it and get a really good speed internet while you're on the beach, just relaxing, a drink or a lovely swim, or just getting a nice Spanish tan. So from that part, I'm happy. I don't really get why the position of the cameras, but I mean, Benidorm is growing. Benidorm wants to be as modern as possible to attract both new investors for businesses, as well as tourists saying, hey, we are the first town that did this and this and that. And hopefully they want to attract way more tourists to spend their money here and help the economy of our region. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, because I'm sure there's going to be quite interesting comments in here after this news. And the last news, by the way, this project is not really expensive comparing to the others that Benidorm has in mind right now. This part of the project costs around 145,000 euros, taking into consideration that it's 20 cameras, that you need to connect everything, you need to put Wi-Fi solutions and things like this. It's not really as expensive as I thought this might be. And the last news is really, really important here in Spain. It's really important for us. And this issue affects not only Spain, but it's also really, really common in a lot of other countries throughout the world. Let me know if it's the case, please, in the comments. Here in Spain, we have a huge issue with the client assistance, with the client attention throughout the phone numbers. Usually people need to wait a lot of time. Sometimes I've spent like even half an hour on the phone with the music, you know, like kind of dancing there, being stressed out because no one is picking up the phone when I needed something. And in any company, phone companies, it might be insurance companies, it might be hospital phone, you know, to take the appointment, it might be like anything, literally anything in here where you get a phone assistance available. And a lot of people were suffering of this as well. Sometimes they even just put the machine and that's it. And if you want to be attended by a person, machine doesn't get you, then that's your issue, you know. But it's not going to be the case, because yesterday in the evening, the minister council area, what they did is they approved a new law which will change all this completely. Not sure how they're going to check all this out, but at least the law is there. So what they are doing is that no more puzzles, no more waiting times, no more like hilarious, really, really bad client attention service in here in Spain. They're going to limit the waiting time on the phone for a maximum of 3 minutes. So no more than 3 minutes we should be waiting on the phone to get attended by one of the client assistant workers, you know, on there. As well as forbid only machine answers. So when you call to some kind of department, they cannot have only the machine answering. There needs to be a person that if you want, you could choose with whom you want to speak. Like, you know, if you want to be attended by our agent, press like, I don't know, 1, you know, something like that needs to be done in there. Also, they want to reduce the amount of days that people are waiting for claim answers. So if you're not happy with the service, you know, you put on the claim, and usually by law it was 30 days that the company, look, there's some more tourists coming or going, not too sure. But there are tourists such early time in the morning here in Benidorm already. And people were waiting 30 days, sometimes even more, for the answer. Right now, this time will be limited for just 15 days. From one side, it's really good because it's a better service for us, for the clients, as well as they probably will need to contract more people to be able to cope with this strict schedule, which is also good because a lot more people will be receiving a job in here and will start working. So it kind of seems all positive news, except maybe for the business owner, because they'll need to spend more money on workers and they cannot already stay with the same amount of people they were before. So maybe just for them it's a slightly negative point. There is also going to be the special attention for elderly people, those who don't know how to deal with machines, you know, there's always going to be an agent there. As well as if you put a incident, like for example, suddenly the light went off at my house, or suddenly I don't have any kind of Wi-Fi at home anymore. In this case, they need to solve the problem in the next 2 hours. And all the basic needs like water, gas and electricity will also have 24 hours service available, 24 hours phone like hotline, to be able to contact them just in case you urgently need something to be dealt with. What will be happening if the company still does the same thing and it will get caught by someone, you know, if it's going to be recorded or something like this? In this case, there are some fines stipulated already, and they're going to be from 150 euros, which is nothing, literally nothing, up until 100,000 euros, which is depending on how hard, how bad they did their job and how many claims due to unresolved issues on time this company will formally get. So if it's a lot, the higher fine they will be actually getting. This is an amazing thing for us because literally we've suffered so much with the late client assistance over the phone. Sometimes you call like 5, 10, 20 times and no one is actually picking up the phone. So I feel really happy about it. Let us know out of curiosity if in your country it's the same, if you need to wait such a huge amount of time to be attended over the phone, or if on contrary it works really well and you don't have these type of issues. And now let's talk about the weather. And to talk about this, we're going to get a short walk down the Mediterranean Avenue. Today we officially start the meteorology summer as well as the calendar summer because it's already 1st of June. So happy beginning of summer, everyone. And today is actually not really hot still. It's gonna be like this during midday. However, right now we have approximately 23 degrees here in Benidorm. There are some clouds and some rain in different parts of Spain. However, ours is not going to be the case because just look at that. Even right there up the mountains, it's a blue sky. Just amazing weather. North part will be with some rain, but not more than that. Up until Monday 6th, there's going to be some more clouds here in the area. But then sunshine will be the most important and significant thing here in the country. In terms of the temperatures, right now what we have, as I've said, around 23, 24 degrees, especially in the shade here on the Mediterranean Avenue because it's covered by trees, luckily for us. However, the temperature today will rise up until 30 more or less. In Alicante, it's going to be 27, in Barcelona 26, Granada 33, Malaga today 30 degrees, Sevilla 30, Madrid 30, Murcia 34, Balearic 28, Canarian Islands more or less 24 to 26, and Valencia 28 degrees today. Temperatures will rise up, by the way, this Thursday, so tomorrow it's going to be peak, so it's going to be around 36 to 37 in some areas. And on Sunday, slightly higher ones as well. It's not a heat wave, it's just higher temperatures, just slightly higher than we tend to have. And the water temperature is a really curious thing, by the way, because the water temperature is around 1.5 to 2 degrees more than we usually should be having, which is why experts say that by August, we might have abnormal 30 degrees temperature of the Mediterranean Sea, which didn't ever, I think, happen previously here in the area, but it will happen if the temperatures will continue to rise like this. And it's going to be total historical record in here. And this summer is supposed to be the hottest in the last couple of years. Which is why the water temperature today is already of 22 degrees, just ideal for swimming, not only for tourists, but also for us, for locals. Thank you all for watching the latest news update from Spain and Benidorm town, and I'll see you already on Thursday, tomorrow, with a new video here on the channel. Bye, everyone.